The Americans, Season 1, Episode 12. Um, you hear a lot of explosions in the background. It's America's B-Day. Happy birthday, America. So anyway, what's going on in this episode? This episode's getting interesting because they're ramping up for the season finale, which is the next episode, or the end of the season. I don't know if they necessarily call it a season finale, but that's what it is, right? Anyway, so you've got two main characters. I've I literally forgot one of their names. I know the woman's name is Elizabeth and the neighbor's name is Stan, but I guess his name will come to me later on. The husband, he's gotten married to one of the. He's getting married to the lady who I forget how did it call her, but he's pumping her for information out of the FBI. She works in the FBI. She's a secretary to the director of that particular area. So she gets access to a lot of information and can plant bugs. And he's asked her to plant a bug, believe it or not. And in exchange for asking her to plant a bug, he's decided to marry her, which is at this point it's unrealistic, right? But well, let me rephrase it. It's not unrealistic. Well, it is unrealistic, but it's not. It's not like it's not believable in the grand scheme of things. Because if I'm move this light back, Jesus Christ, let me see. Because the way I see it, he's already leading a double, triple life or whatever the case is. So adding one more element to it isn't necessarily out of his range or his skill set. At least that's the way I see it. But it it adds some level of hilarity to it because he's got who he is really, then he's got who he is inside the agency, and then he's got who he is with his partner, and he got who he is with his wife, who is his partner. Now he has another wife, and he's who he is with his kids. It's overly complex at this point. I feel like I'm so excited to see where this goes. But he did a fantastic job of winning this woman over. So I mean, it was inevitable, wasn't it? But he's put up this mask to try to make it seem like, hey, we can't really get married, but I still love you, and whatever the case is. But I guess the richest part of that whole situation is he gets the woman who's his partner and also his wife to play his sister, and their handler to play the mother. Classic. Everybody's got their own issues with one another, and then here they are sitting in here waiting for him to get married for real, for real. Well, not for real, but sitting there waiting for him to get married. There's some other developments, more exciting stuff that comes along later at the end of the episode. See if I can try and touch on something. So their daughter, Elizabeth and the male spy, their daughter, just like I thought, was falling in love with the neighbor boy. But of course, the neighbor boy's already got feelings for some other random chick, right? Now she's got her little feelings hurt. Elizabeth tries her best to be a mother. It's so weird. She tries her best to be a mother in this time because it's like that's her biological mother and her biological father, but they don't have a attachment to those kids like a mother and father would. They're like, it's just part of the job that I conceive a child. It's like, what? How could you disconnect so much? How could you disconnect so much from reality like that? You've had a child with somebody. It's not somebody playing your child. It's your actual child. But that's a crazy idea to wrap your head around. At least for me. Now, what was I talking about? Yeah, she get a little heart broke in this situation, but I guess it's a refreshing break from the killing and fighting and just overall spying that's done throughout the series. Other than that little moment that you're showing right now, which is, in a way, it almost makes it more relatable. But I'm just grasping at ideas at this point. I mean, I can't really hear myself. Can't really think with all these fireworks going off in the background, but I will press on. Some people don't have access to soundproof rooms. What else happens in this episode? Oh, a lot happens in this episode. I apologize. So this clock, several episodes ago, they pressured this woman into putting a bug in a clock and put it in this official's office. And she's finally succumbed to her Christian ways and told the authorities. And now they're on it. They're going to feed it some shitty information in order to see if they can catch these guys out in the open, which is fantastic. There's also a development with a person that they've been, Elizabeth and the two spies, the person they've been getting some pretty good information from has decided to come with some fantastic information. It's all having to do with this anti or missile defense system that the Americans are designing. And, he's asking for quite a bit of money for the information, and he wants to get arrested for, believe it or not, what is it? It's not paying his child support. That is what that is. Let's see what else happens. That stuff's pretty. I had to take care of a spider in my window. Sprayed it with some pretty caustic stuff. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I should go into detail right here. Right? It was just a spider, but it's how him or me or it or me. I don't know whatever the case is. Now what else? What else happened in this episode? Okay, yeah, the woman succumbs to her Christian ways and goes to the authorities about placing a bug in the clock. As a family, they're still struggling. Elizabeth and they're still struggling with their emotions. But like I said at the beginning of this upload, I think that's long gone at this point. I mean, that's the thing. He's married another person, but it's all part of the game. It's not like they were in a serious relationship and then he separated. He goes off and marries somebody else. Like, he's doing this for his country, and she's doing what she's doing for her country, which is Russia. But I don't know how to think about this one. I might have to let this episode sink in a little bit. It's like, because it's like, if it was normal, and by normal I mean if they didn't have any, if they weren't spies and they weren't doing what they were doing just to gain further information, and they were actually in a relationship and they actually separated and he actually got remarried, I would feel a certain way. But now I'm just like, tell me more. Because I don't think I've ever seen I've never seen TV like this. What else happens in this episode? Well, I think I'm leaving the best for last. So the woman that the neighbor, Stan, the FBI agent, he's working this Russian chick. Now, she's trying to figure out who killed the young Russian kid. He seemed innocent enough, but Stan was like eye for an eye or whatever, which is, hey, that is what it is, right? I'm not really involved in that world, but the first time I heard that phrase was on some street shit, to be honest. So, she's a woman. She's playing the situation the best way she can by throwing her body at him and kind of like confusing him and jumping up his hormones. But he's still pretty ice cold when it comes to dealing with her. Now, she asked him, "Did you kill him?" And he's like, "Nah, I would never do that." But her woman's intuition isn't leading her wrong in this situation. She knows in her gut that he killed him. So she wants to get back at him now. So she basically went to her boss and told her boss what she's been up to. So she came out that she's been helping the Americans. So now I am more than interested to see where this goes. So, this may be the last, this will be the, next episode will be the season finale. Can't wait to watch it. I'm going to watch it right now, actually. So if you like me talking about TV shows and movies, check out some of my other videos. I've got Breaking Bad, The Mandalorian, which I don't like. I've got the miniseries Chernobyl. I've got Godfather Harlem, and I've also got a few movies sprinkled in there as well. So go check those out. And I'm doing my best, but I'm showing people how to subscribe. Take your finger and you press, just like that, and you're subscribed. So go ahead and do both of those things. And I'll see you next time, or you'll see me, most likely.